Hey everybody, and welcome to day 4 and 5 of the Newton Mudroom project. So we got 2 days in one here because yesterday we started putting down the tile. And once you start with tile, you just can't stop. And these hexagonal tiles, they were 6 times as much effort to get them in and get them in right. And it's like 6 times as much everything with them. Different cuts, just spacers. It really was quite a bit to get them in and get them in the way we wanted. So what I'm going to do is I'll just take you through a couple of photos that we did take yesterday so you can see. And you know where we left off. So the first thing we did yesterday was we got out our heating element, and this is from a company called New Heat. And even though Strutler does have a heating element, we decided to go with New Heat on this installation because for the homeowners it was really important that it be compatible with the Nest system. And so the first thing we did when we got it out of the box was we tested it with their handy dandy tester to make sure that there were no faults. And then another thing we have to do too in order to ensure the warranty on this product was we had to register the resistance to it, and we had to keep a record of it before, during, and then after the installation to make sure that we didn't nick it at all and that nothing was damaged. And so that went in pretty easily. This Strutler floor definitely made it very simple just because of all of the little cavities. And one trick to putting in a subfloor like this is that you've got to kind of plan it out. And it's you know, recommended in the book that you draw it out. And we're using 2-inch spacing on this wire, which is the minimum that you would have in a space like this, but it is necessary since we're on a cold slab in order to keep the temperature up to where we need it to be. And once we put it in, that was it. We ran our final tests on it to make sure that nothing was damaged and we had the same resistance throughout. And then we started our tiles, and this was a little bit of planning and laying out. Whenever you do tiles, you have to make sure that you always leave yourself an escape path. So in this case, we're starting at the front door and working our way to the back. And we used pretty much 3 different types of cuts on this. And they were really interesting cuts. And so when we start off, we put down the grout, and then we fill all of the cavities. It's like a Lego brick, so we fill all of those cavities right over that heating element. And then we put our grout lines in with a 1/4-inch trowel. And then we just start laying the tiles. Now we're using 1/8-inch spacers on this. And like I said, it's 6 times as much work. Well, it was 6 times as many spacers that we needed to do since we had to do 6 sides instead of the standard 4. And so we just kind of worked our way through the room, and it was just a lot of time, a lot of patience, just making sure that everything went right. And that's kind of where we left it off with the tile yesterday. But the other thing that did happen was the inspector came for our insulation inspection, and 3 for 3, he didn't have any issues with it. Only 2 more to go inspection wise, but that clears the way. We got the floor done, and the only other thing we're going to do is we're going to seal the grout, but that's not going to happen now. It's going to cure for 48 hours before we do that. We've got our 2 heaters in here just to keep our temperature above 50, and I think we're not going to have any problems because we did some quick measurements today, and it has turned cool. It was 70 degrees yesterday, and now it's snowing right now. So welcome to New England, I guess. So yeah, next week we start drywall, and then once the drywall comes in, then it's bam, bam, bam. All of a sudden we get paint, we get trim, and this project's done. So we're on a 2-week, yeah, we're on our 2-week final run here for this project. So be sure to check out on Monday where we're at. Between then and now, we're going to go back to the farmhouse. So if you haven't checked out that blog, please do. And like I said, if you have any questions about any of the products we were using on this, please drop it in the comments, and definitely leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of this stuff.